Well, I'm at Blists Hill, and that's up in Shropshire, so it's a recreated Victorian village. And behind me is a cobbler's shop, so I thought have a look at that one. And there's quite a nice lot of old cobbling equipment in here, and a nice little stove to keep warm as well. It does remind me actually of the village cobblers that used to be at Penshurst in Kent, where I used to get my shoes repaired. Of course, in the days of leather soles, you needed your shoes repaired far more often than in the day of rubber soles. And I guess you've got a rack there of shoes waiting to be re-heeled and resoled, and used to use heel ball wax around the edges to seal all the water, keep it out, nice polishing buffing wheel just there. And then as you come down, more shoes waiting for repair. And a motor to drive everything. Looks like there's also, oh, it's a pulley belt system. No, it's a pulley belt, isn't it? So there's a treadle, no motors. This is Victorian. I'm forgetting. You've got some interesting lasts down on the floor. Coming to the side, you've got an old skiving cum welting, the old Roddy machines. And these actually come up on eBay fairly frequently. That looks a nice condition one. But you could do your skiving, you could cut welts, etc. on one of those. Looks like a glue pot in the far there, being warmed up. And then on the shelf above we've got more lasts. And then things like little heel horseshoes and what we used to call blakies as a trade name for little metal studs on shoes. And then various bits of leather that have been cut out for soles. And there's quite a large bit of hide over on the far wall. And I guess, like any village cobblers, they'd do anything really. They'd be repairing bags. So you've got some nice leather bags over there. And then you've got your patcher sewing machine. And that looks quite an early patcher. Mine's a 1921, and that I'd say was probably an earlier one. Can't quite see, but it's on this nice base with the treadle, and of course your 2 speeds, depending on what sort of work you're doing. Then a nice compact chair, and you have the cobbler's bench, and in there they're repairing some boots. Again, on the bench you've got all these tools. So you've got your tools getting those nice polished round sides to your heels, and fudge wheels for doing your welts. And then punching tools, awls, cobbler's hammer on the end, etc. And more tools down here in the little box. So I mean, this whole building is tiny really. It's probably is smaller than my workshop, but it being very cosy and actually big enough for what needed doing. Obviously little nails and supplies up there. Radium, I remember radium leather dyes. You wouldn't use that name nowadays. So there on the far shelf there's a box of radium. Remember the Phillips rubber heels as well. You used to buy those in Woolworths. And of course, if you wanted to make a noise as you walked around, blakies to stop your shoe soles wearing out on the tips. And a woven leather handle. There you are, all in here, and a nice fire to keep warm.